Well, today is International Transgender Day of Visibility. It was started in 2009, and it focuses on celebrating transgender people while also highlighting the challenges the community still faces today. Well, few people may be more qualified to talk about this as Dr. Bobby Glass, co-founder, co-director of the Transgender Wellness Coalition. We thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Let's start by talking about this day. Why is this day so important, and especially right now, this week in Kentucky?
Well, that's a great question. You know, you started out by talking about when we started, and in the beginning it was a Transgender Day of Remembrance for all of the people that have been died by violent deaths, murdered, because the murder rate for especially transgender women and women of color from the Black and Latinx community is really off the chart. There's no demographic that compares to how often and frequently they're murdered. And you know, that was just triggering a lot of trauma among our community to come together year after year and talk about that. It was like, no, they would want us to be visible. They would want us to talk about, to educate people and to help inform. And so we changed it to Trans Day of Visibility, and it's a day when your company or your school or college find a forum for just people to meet people like me, because I'm sure that's what the problem is because most people have never met a transgender person, because we're only 6 out of 1,000, so it's kind of a rare breed, and so I've kind of made that my mission. I want as many people as possible to know me.
I mean, Dr. Glass, you just do such a beautiful job at it. We know religion often used as a weapon to attack trans people. We actually talked to a student from the Louisville Seminary about this today. Let's take a listen to what they had to say.
But yeah, it's bigotry, and a lot of them are using a Bible to justify it, and that's, you know, my whole thing is, no, that's wrong. Like, I'm a Christian, I love Jesus, and I believe Jesus is calling us to set the captives free, and that God is all about love, and we need to love each other, and we need to do a lot better job.
Okay, so Dr. Glass, I have to ask you, what role do you think faith leaders can play in this community? Why is having that support so crucial?
It's huge. It's huge because really, that's a perfect question, because it's at the root cause of all the hate. Because when you listen to the people that are so hostile against us, they often say, "Oh, the Bible says everybody's male and female." And they're exactly right. That's what it does say, male and female. But what they are hearing is male or female. And so they're convinced it's a gender binary. You're either all this or all that. And it was never any such thing. And I challenge people to just study the word eunuch throughout the Bible, from Old Testament all the way through the book of Acts and the Ethiopian eunuch, and what Jesus himself says about eunuchs in Matthew 19, 11, 12. It's like we make them on purpose. They're called to live exceptional lives. And there's a whole passage there, and I'm in exceptional child education, so I know a little bit about people whose brains and bodies are wired differently. But just going back to the first chapter of Genesis, here's God speaking. Let's create man in our image, male and female. So here you have the creator of the universe saying, I'm male and female. The day Adam was created, Adam was male and female. Every fetus, every embryo begins as a female. And nothing about X or Y chromosomes and SRY genes even comes into play for 4 or 5 weeks. And that's why men have nipples, because everyone begins as a female embryo.
Well, Dr. Glass, I mean, you just have so much knowledge. You are so helpful every time we talk to you. Thank you so much. Before we go, we want to make sure we're mentioning this, the 2023 Transgender Wellness Summit. It's happening on Saturday, April 29th at the U of L Student Activity Center. We know you're going to be there, and we thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you.